Hello, I'm Marcus. I'm an acupuncturist at James Marco Health in Prescott, Arizona. Say you might be a little too far for me. Well, I am now currently accepting appointments for remote or distance healing sessions. So you may want to ask, what is a distance healing session in case you're not familiar with? There are many modalities of distance healing. The approach that I train in and work with esoterically, taking a Chinese medical esoteric approach per se, is from a branch of Qigong, or you could also say a branch from the Asian bodywork therapy of Tui Na, which kind of like they're not separate, even though they're different branches of Chinese medicine, such as acupuncture and Chinese herbal medicine. So those are the four pillars of Chinese medicine. And working within those pillars and with the understanding that there is no separation between you or I, at least with the understanding of what you feel in your heart, along with self-trust and faith from within, that there is no separation, especially if you open up your heart and you open up your trust of self, which are the two main components, probably the only two components for you to be able and have the ability to receive treatment from me. What does that consist of? That would simply consist of making an appointment with me, and if the stars are aligned for us to connect, and if you resonate with me as I do with you the same, and oftentimes if you've connected with this video, it just means that we're probably from the same or similar soul tribe connection. So right there, you already know or feel that there must be something to this video, as an example, right? Sometimes you may understand or see through a sense of familiarity. You may say, I may know this person, or I may like to know this person the same. There's something interesting in this person, right? It could be because of my facial morphology. It could be the way I'm speaking. It could be a lot of other things. Sometimes there's synchronicities or synchronicities as to saying, wow, he looks like my cousin, or I just feel like that could be an old friend of mine. It's different for everyone. And if you are open in that way, then you definitely are capable of working with and receiving distance healing. Well, who qualifies for distance healing? Well, let me revert that question. I would say, from my experiences, not limited to, let's say you've been already seeing acupuncturists, working with Chinese medicine, working with naturopathic, working with a chiropractor, and you've been doing everything in your power, changing your diet, and there's something that's not changing your symptoms, your side effect, your disease. As an example, maybe you have an autoimmune pathology, and if you had it for a very long time, maybe you have pain, lower back pain, and maybe you are healthy, and several weeks or months later, you're still in pain, and you're doing everything that you can, even rest, even checking out of the inorganic matrix, and yet still there seems to be a recurring pattern. Or even so, for some people who resonate with what I'm about to say, maybe you are a starseed, maybe you are a grid worker in a matrix. Maybe you are an earth angel, and just like any other human, it's very challenging to be in your meat flesh. People would say your avatar, your embodiment, and we're here to also experience much of who we are and all of who we're not. And you might be receiving ascension symptoms, and you might feel like you're descending per se, and you might be totally aware of the understanding of the paradox of descending and ascension. Yet, even as you meditate and you're working with yourself, there's something seems to be not aligned. Maybe you're doing just fine, and we're aligning together, and we might have light codes. Maybe just this video is enough for us to connect. But if you feel led to, in this example as well, there becomes a remembrance on both ends when you, let's say, receive or you're open to receive a distance healing session. Again, if this resonates for you, and it could go both ways, right? So there are many reasons as to why one may choose or feel led or aligned to receiving a distance healing session, again, there are so many practitioners of so many modalities, such as Reiki, such as working with angel paradigms, and there's so many schools out there. I would say it's not that I work with a school. I work with simply myself, I guess. I would say for others, so they can try to relate to what I'm trying to say. You could call it my higher self. I don't specifically channel, even though I'm capable and able to, and if I'm led to, perhaps. I like to call myself more of a receiver. I open up to my higher or my highest mind and allow my spirit team to work alongside your spirit team, and we start to work alongside of certain remembrances. Oftentimes, I do open up permission with yourself, especially your higher self and your current self here. Your Akashic records. You are a walking book of this entire library of Akashic records of all of our recollections, of all of our memories, and all timelines, past, present, even future. What has happened, what has not yet happened, and what may never happen is all being recorded within this paradigm of understanding Akasha or Akashic record. So all of that becomes accessible and open to me. No different than if I'm working as an acupuncturist, and all of the criteria that I work with as far as working with acupuncture points, pressure points, whatnot, all of that takes play behind closed doors in the space of your own room, your own sofa, your own bed, without the video on. It's just an agreed upon time. Let's say it's 8 p.m., right? Eastern Standard Time Zone, your time, let's say. And we agree to that. What happens on my end, so that I can give you an example of what's happening so that you have more idea of how I work with distance healing, is that then I allow myself maybe anywhere from 30 minutes to 15 minutes before your treatment. So I'm already working with you before you start to go and relax and lay down to receive your treatment. Simply, all you have to do is lay down. Be aware. I may ask you to maybe put palms up, receiving energy. Whether you fall asleep or not is fine. Actually, sometimes if you fall asleep, it allows your conscious mind to kind of like get out your way, your ego mind to kind of like move aside out the way, so that we can work straight with the subconscious mind, which is the opening, right? The subconscious mind is the portal or the opening of your higher self. So your subconscious mind, your individual subconscious mind, is the doorway or the passageway to the metaconscious or the oversoul. The collective of all beings, humans alike, are all kind of like, when you hear that we are all one, you can ascribe that to many schools of thoughts as the oversoul. So you are like this fragmented, 100% fragmented, 100% of yourself, fragmented sense of purity, right? And you are experiencing your individuality, your independence, your character traits, right? But you're still not disconnected from your higher self or your oversoul or our quantum connection to not only all humans, not only just animals or species or Mother Earth, but the entire universe per se. It's just all a matter of what you believe in, what your construct is in your mind. Again, there are going to be flags indicating that if you have a certain limiting belief system, which is fine, then you may not resonate with me, because I look to work with your availability, not mine. I'm working on myself, conversely, as being a receiver of all possibilities beyond me. So I would say that during a treatment for you, it would be that you are a vessel. It would be that we're both vessels, but I am a vessel of receiving information that's beyond my personal understanding, my logic mind. And so when we both open up the door, we're actually allowing me to just simply facilitate your self-healing. So in hindsight, prior to our initial consultation, we would work anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes to even an hour, sometimes even longer, so that I can receive everything that may or may not seem applicable or connected to the reasoning as to why you want to work with distance healing with me. But everything is a symphony that I look to collect with so that we can work on prescribing, right, with your embodiment, with your physical body, along with your higher self, your harmonics, so that you can be once again the organizer or the orchestrator of your very own symphony called life, with your gifts and talents, that you may have or not yet have, or suppress and put aside. You simply just now need to give yourself permission. So 7, 8, or 9 times out of 10, depending on the person, when you feel physically, emotionally, psychically blocked, financially blocked, see it like this. Let's reprogram that term, where on one aspect you are blocked, you feel enslaved, while on another aspect you are simply always at a pause in this life, honoring the linear timeline of the 3D, which is painful as heck. But once you understand that, and once we start speaking about that within our session together, then it allows you to bring to light, bring to conscience, something that maybe you already knew in your subconscious or even unconsciously. But to remember, to bring it to your conscious again, as I am just a mirror simply within this conversation, or this session per se. And then allowing me to work and facilitate the pearl of wisdom that has been protected with that lower back pain, shoulder pain, migraines. So if you want to schedule a consultation, again, I'm open. You can reach out to me directly, of course. You could also reach out to James Marco Health and make an appointment through them. And if you simply want to connect with me, we can schedule a complimentary 20-minute consultation over the phone. We could do a face-to-face. I would be more than happy to do so. No strings attached. Just meet and greet, and just if you're curious and you just want to know more, please reach out to me. Text me, email me, call me, and we could take it from there.